Yeah, what's up, family? Yeah, I just thought I'd share tonight, man. Checking out this game, man, between my Celtics and the Heat. Come on, Celtics, man, y'all pull this shit off. But anyway, speaking of sports, uh, I just got a question. I got a question tonight, and my question is: do young athletes in the community get a street pass in our urban cities today? Do our young athletes, whether it be junior high, high school, or college, do they get a street pass in our urban communities today? Uh, we all know of the tragedies in Buffalo and now Uvalde. And although these tragedies didn't involve athletes that we know of. They were, for the most part, in Buffalo, elderly people, and Uvalde, they were, children. But I was just wondering, do athletes get a pass? Our young athletes, do they get a pass in these urban cities? With so much going on in these cities, man, as far as crime is concerned, and all the activities that take place in our city streets, you know, people are starting to arm themselves. They probably never thought of doing such in the past. We have a lot more weapons on the streets, whether it be at the hands of, you know, felons or, like I said, those that's trying to protect themselves. But because of all the weapons, man, that leads to a lot of deaths, a lot of casualties, man, a lot of statistics. And I just wondered, were athletes off limits in these streets? I I think the answer is no. And I'm going to give you 11 reasons why. I got here a list of 11 names starting from 1984 up to now. And I'm sure that there were many more, but these were the ones that I was able to find, at the spur of the moment. If I dug a little deeper, I'm sure I could have found probably many, many more. But I got 11. And I'm gonna start with the first one. Everybody know about this gentleman here, Mr. Ben Simmons, man. Simeon High School. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, he was murdered in either 84 or 85. I'm thinking it was 84. Uh, then we got Kamarion Hall, Bunnell, Florida, 2022. Brandon Hicks, the Bronx, 2020. Antoine Williams, Jacksonville, 2020. Demetrius Ward, Richmond, 2015. Ryan Bost, Evanston, 2020. Nerion Greer, Toledo, 2021. Rodney Frazier, Richmond, 2015. Edward Harmon and Tavon Avery, out of Chester, Pennsylvania. I didn't write down their years, but I think this has been recent, within the past couple of years. Then I got Jaheim Dickerson, Richmond, 2022. And it was a couple more brothers out of Chicago. They were twins, and both of them played basketball that were murdered, I think, probably a year or so ago, you know. But I just remember a time when athletes, uh, whether they be men or women, people that participated in sports, the community was kind of, even in the streets, it was kind of off limits to harm these individuals because some of them, man, were good enough to go pro, and they could have turned around and looked out for a lot of people, although a lot of them don't. I'm making that clear. A lot of them get where they going, and they tend to forget. But back in the day, it just seemed like it was off limits, man, to harm young athletes. But not in today's society, not in today's world. Now, I don't know if any of these people, man, end up getting involved in the streets or not. All I know that they were athletes, and like I said, in the past, they received a pass. People kind of looked out for them, even if they caught them trying to, man, get their feet wet in the streets. People would push them to the side. No, young man, that's what happened to Dwayne Wade. Uh, some people might know the story. He was kind of, straddling the fence, but he had people, man, that, you know, Mark Aguirre, uh, Isaiah Thomas, just to name some. One gentleman is well known in the streets, Carlton Hines. He made it to the pros, before he was murdered because he couldn't separate athleticism from the streets. He still wanted to make money in the streets, and it cost him his life. So my question is, man, do young athletes today, do they get a pass in these urban cities today? I think, man, for the most part, nowadays they just like anybody else out here. You know, they don't get no passes no more because it's just a lot that's in their way. Not saying that it wasn't a lot in people's way back then. In the case of Ben Simmons, it was rumors that he might have been, involved in certain things. I don't know if that's true or not, but those were the rumors after his death. You know, but I don't know, man. I just hate it for these young people out here today, man, because, every which way you turn, man, it's like you just got to be careful, man. Even in school, young man was murdered at a game in Dallas a couple of years ago, at the game, so I don't know, family. It's just a question I was throwing out there, and I just wanted to, see what y'all thought about the issue. Until next time.